I'm trying to think. I don't think I have anything for really on our knees, but you can have that pillow or bolster just in case. Definitely blocks, and then the strap if you would like. And we're gonna get started. Let's have a seat today. We'll switch it up. Any comfortable seat. You can do crisscross applesauce, right over left, left over right, or you can sit in a butterfly. Just rocking your hips side to side. Make sure both sit bones are pressed into the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and back. A few more just like this. And then on the next one, roll the shoulders up and forward. And just come back to center, focusing here on your breath. You can just rest your hands gently on your knees, maybe closing your eyes and setting an intention. Feeling your belly rise on your inhales, belly fall on your exhale. Continuing here with your breath. Gently just fluttering your eyes open if they were closed, and doing some neck circles, right ear towards your right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, and then coming back down to center. A few more rotations just like this. Back to where you started, and then just shaking your head yes, bringing your chin towards your chest, and then drawing the nape of your neck down towards your back. A few more times here. On the last one, gently come back to center, and then just shaking your head no, slowly looking over your right shoulder, back through center, over your left shoulder. A few more times, just like this. Gently come back to center, and then bringing your hands back towards your knees. Draw your hands towards your hips, gaze up towards the ceiling. Deep inhale, seated cow. On your exhale, press your shoulder blades apart from one another, bringing your hands towards your knees. Inhale, hands towards your hips, gaze up, look up. Exhale, create space between your shoulder blades, gaze towards your navel. Moving here a few more times, cat and cow, with your breath. Full exhale, gently come back to stage, stack your shoulders over your hips, sweep your arms up high. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your gaze, spread your fingertips wide, cactus the arms. Inhale, arms overhead, gaze comes forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift your gaze. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms overhead, gaze directly forward. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, come back through center, arms overhead. Exhale, release your right hand by your hip, side bend over to the right. Inhale through center, both arms overhead. Exhale, release your left hand by your left hip on the floor or on a block. Deep side bend over to the left. Inhale, back through center. One more time, each side, adding on as we bend over to the right. Hold it here. Exhale, bend your left elbow, cactus your arm. Inhale, reach. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your left hand by your left hip. Deep side bend over to the left. Exhale, bend your right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Hold it for the exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your right hand to your left knee, twisting, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back through center. Give me one cactus, deep exhale. Inhale, arms overhead, gazes forward. Exhale, release your left hand to your right knee, gently looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, bringing the crown of your head a little bit closer towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, come back through center. With a long spine, fold forward. Coming all the way down to the floor, placing your hands on blocks or just gently on the floor. Hold it here for a few more breaths. Gently walk your hands back through center. Switching your feet, so whatever foot you had in front, just bring the opposite foot in front. If you had your feet in a butterfly position, just come back to a forward fold once more. Arms sweep up high overhead. With a long spine, fold forward. Bring your hands to the floor or to blocks. If you're in butterfly, try to get a little bit deeper. If you switch legs, take notice how this side may feel different than the other side. Hold it here for one more breath. Gently walk your hands back to center. Rock forward, finding a very short tabletop. Bring your hands one palm print forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Coming into our first downward facing dog. Gently pedal out the heels, lifting and lowering one heel at a time. Bending and extending into your knees. Biceps frame your ears, hips stay lifted. Few more breaths just like this. Inhale, lift both heels high to the ceiling. Exhale, lower them over to the left side of your mat. Feeling the stretch all along the left side of your body. Inhale, lift both heels high. Exhale, this time lower them over to the right side of your mat. Inhale, come back to center. Pedal out the heels. Inhale, rock forward. Find a high plank. Slowly lower down, elbows stay tucked in. Fold chaturanga all the way down. When you get to the bottom, untuck your toes. Press up, mini cobra. Release your chest down. Walk your hands to your lower rib cage. Press up, full cobra. Tuck your toes, come through tabletop or directly downward facing dog. Gently pedal it out. Continuing here with your breath. I'm going to turn down a smidge. Gently pedaling out those heels. Continuing lifting and lowering one foot at a time. From your downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack your hip. Circle out your right ankle. Wiggle your toes. Inhale, kick your right leg straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot in between your palms. Step your left foot to meet the right. Coming into a forward fold. Half lift hands to shins or to blocks. Come back to that forward fold. Release your right hand down to the floor to a block. Sweep your left arm high. Option to bend into that right knee. Maybe circle out your left wrist. Release your left hand down, switching sides, left hand down. Right arm sweeps up. Option to bend into that left knee. Maybe circle out your right wrist. Gently release your right hand down, back to that forward fold. With a long spine, slowly roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Head, neck, and shoulders last to your right. Roll your shoulders down and back. Sweep your arms up high. I'll just turn and face you for this time. Bring your hands to heart center. Bind your hands, releasing your thumb and index finger, coming into a steeple grip. Bring your arms back overhead, biceps frame your ears. Side bend over to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, rise back through center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arms to the left, hips to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, hands to the right, hips to the left. Option is stay here, or you can try lifting your left leg, balancing on your right foot. Gently release your left hand or left foot if you had to lift it. Come back through center. Deep inhale, lengthen. Exhale, arms to the left, hips to the right. Option to stay here, ground through your left foot, and option to lift that right leg. Gently lower your right leg if it was lifted. Inhale, come back through center. Release your bind, arms overhead, standing mountain pose. Sink your hips down, find your chair. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1, sweep your right arm back and forward. Left arm back and forward. Sweep your right arm back and forward. One more time. Left arm and forward. Right side. Left side. From here, step your left leg back. Find your high crescent. Shoulders stacked over your hips. Draw your left hand down, right arm up towards the ceiling. High lunge with a twist. Rise up, draw your right hand down to the back side of your left thigh. Exalted warrior, left arm up. Cartwheel your left hand down, right arm stays high. Hold it here. Circle out your right wrist. Circle out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. Inhale, keep your right arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the left side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach. One more time. Exhale, sweep. This time, hold the right arm high. We're going to draw that right arm down towards the right hip, down towards the right foot, and forward as we cartwheel the left arm out, finding your warrior 2. Hold it here for a breath. You can open up your foot distance or make it more narrow. Inhale, lift, big star. And lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift and hold. Pivot your right toes, so your toes are facing forward. Big star. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, find your goddess. Inhale, lift. 2 more. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend and hold it here in goddess. Sway right, sway left. One more time each side. Hold the knees center, straighten the legs, tee out the arms, forward fold, come all the way down. Release your hands down to the floor or to blocks. Letting your head hang nice and loose. You can grab opposite elbows for a wide-legged ragdoll, just gently swaying from side to side. Gently come back to center, release your right hand on the floor, sweep your left arm high. Release your left hand on the floor, inhale, sweep your right arm high. Gently come back to center, tee out the arms with a long spine, rise all the way up. Keep the arms out to a T. Pivot your right toes forward, bump your hips back to the back of your mat, reach your right fingertips along. Tick-tock your right hand down, left arm up, find your triangle. Stack that left shoulder over the right. Maybe draw it further back behind you. For balance, gaze down towards your right toes. To challenge your balance, you can gaze up towards your left fingertips. Holding here and breathing. Inhale, rise up, reverse your triangle, tuck your left hand behind your back. Right bicep to right ear. Option is stay here or engage your right quadricep, flex through your right foot, drawing your right toes to the ceiling, finding archer. Gently lower your toes, they were lifted. Coming back to your reverse triangle. Bend into the right knee as you draw your right hand down towards the floor. Coming to extended side. You can also place your right elbow to your right thigh. Reach it down to the floor or block. Hover that right arm. Your choice. Holding here and breathing. Pivot your left toe, square out your hips and shoulders. Both hands come down to frame your right foot. Gently lower your left knee to the floor or to a bolster. Toe heel your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Toes turn to about 45 degrees. Keeping your hands on the floor, we're going to hinge forward, bending deeper into that right knee, and then rock your hips back, straightening that right leg, flex through your foot, and just moving here forwards and backwards with your breath. On the next one, hold it forward, keeping a deep bend into that right knee. You can gently draw your forearms down, finding your lizard pose, forearms to the floor or to blocks. You can keep that left knee on the floor or tuck your left toes, hovering your left knee. Gently release your left knee to the floor or to that pillow. Gently walk your hands back under your shoulders. Drawing your right hand to the inside of your right knee and then rocking your right foot to the outer edge as you look over your right shoulder. Stay here for a deeper quad stretch. You can draw your left heel in towards your glutes, reaching your right hand back. Gently release your left foot, release your right hand, step your right foot back, find your flow, slowly lower down. Coming through, chaturanga, press up to upward facing dog, and then coming into your downward facing dog. Gently pedal it out. Inhale, draw your left leg high. Exhale, bend your left knee, stack your hip. Maybe circle out your left ankle. Square out your left leg, kick it straight back. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot in between your palms. Step your right foot to meet the left, coming into a forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins or to blocks. Crown of your head point to the top of your mat. Come back to that forward fold. Let your head, neck, and shoulders hang nice and loose. Maybe grab opposite elbows, finding a ragdoll. Lengthening your spine. Gently come back to center. Release your hands towards your toes. Slowly roll up all the way. Neck and shoulders last to arrive. Sweep both arms up high. This time, draw the right foot behind the left. Left hand grabs right wrist, side bend over to the left. Press your hips to the right. Hold it here for one more breath. Inhale, back through center, arms overhead, planting your right foot, and then stagger your left leg back to a diagonal. Right hand grabs left wrist. Bump your hips to the left, shoulders and arms to the right. Hold it here for one more breath. Inhale, come back through center. Arms overhead. Sink your hips, find your chair. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1. Start with the left arm back. And forward, right side. Now you can continue to keep your gaze forward, left side, or draw your gaze with your hands, right side. One more time, each side. Right. Both arms forward. Step that right leg back, coming into your high crescent. Stack the shoulders over your hips. Arms reach up tall, right heel is lifted. Draw your right hand down to the inside of your left foot on the forearm block. Left arm stays high. Rise up, draw your left hand back behind. Your right thigh, right arm sweeps up. Exalted warrior. Cartwheel back down. Right hand comes to the inside of your left foot on the floor on a block. Left arm stays high. Circle out your left wrist. Circle your shoulder forwards and backwards. Inhale, left arm high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side body. Inhale, reach 2 more times. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, reach and hold. Draw that left arm back towards your left hip, down and forward. Pivot your right toes. Right arm comes up and open, find your warrior 2. Adjust your feet if you need to. Hold it here for the exhale. Inhale, straighten left leg, lift your arms, big star. Exhale, deep bend to warrior 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, deep bend. Once more. Inhale, lift and hold. Pivot your left toes. Bend your elbows, bend your knees. Goddess pose. Inhale, rise to big star. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend and hold in goddess. Draw your left elbow to your left knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Inhale, rise one more time each side, left side. Back through center, very nice. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Straighten the legs, tee out the arms. Come into your forward fold, slow and steady. Squeeze your thighs towards one another. Releasing your hands all the way down to the blocks or to the floor. Letting your neck hang nice and loose. You can walk your hands out in front, maybe drawing your forearms down. You can also walk your hands through your legs, bringing your fingertips to the opposite edge of your mat. Gently come back to center. Walk your right hand over to your left foot on the floor on a block with your left arm high. Wide-legged twist. Gently release your left hand. Walk your hands back through center over to your right foot. Left hand stays on the floor on a block inside your right foot. Sweep your right arm high. Exhale, release your right hand. Walk your hands back through center. Tee out your arms, engage your core, rise up slow and steady. Once you come all the way to the top, pivot your left toes facing the top of your mat. Bump your hips to the back, reach your left fingertips long. Tick-tock your left hand down, right arm up, find your triangle pose. Stacking the right shoulder directly over your bottom left shoulder. Maybe slightly spiraling your right shoulder open. To challenge your balance, gaze up towards the ceiling. To add balance, you can gaze down towards your left toes. Hold it here for one more breath. Inhale, rise up. Tuck your right hand behind your back. Reverse your triangle. High five that wall behind you. Stay here if you want to find archer. Flex your left toes up towards the ceiling. Really digging your left heel in towards the floor. Gently lower your left foot if it was lifted. Bend into that left knee as you draw your left elbow to your left thigh. Right bicep towards your right ear, extended side. Any variation of extended side, you can hover that left arm. You can reach it down towards the floor or a block. Hold it here for one more breath. Pivot your right toes. Cartwheel your hands down, framing your left foot. Gently lower your right knee to the floor or to a bolster or pillow. Toe heel your left toes to the outer edge of your mat. Toes turn to about 10 o'clock. Rock your hips forward, bending deeper into that left knee. And then try to straighten that left leg, flex your foot. Moving lizard, bending and extending deeper into that left knee. On the next one, hold a deep bend and that left knee. You can stay up high. You're welcome to draw your forearms down to blocks or towards your mat. You can tuck your right toes, hovering your right knee. Any variation here of lizard. Gently release your right knee if it was lifted. You can untuck your right toes. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. Release your left hand to the inside of your left knee. Gently rocking to the outer knife edge of your left foot. Maybe looking over your left shoulder. Stay here or draw your right heel in towards your right glute. Maybe reaching your left arm back towards your left toes. Towards your right toes. Release your bind. Release your right foot to the floor. Step your left foot back, coming into your high plank and slowly lower down. Press up, full cobra. Option to find your upward facing dog. Coming back to your downward facing dog. Pedal it out, come back to your breath. Inhale, sweep your right leg high. Bend your right knee, stack your hip. Exhale, square out your hips. Kick that right leg straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to right elbow or wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot in between your palms. Step your left foot to meet the right. Coming into a forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and just sway side to side with a soft bend in both of your knees. We're going to come all the way up. So sway right, sway left, and bring it all the way up. Continue to come up to the left. Come through center, and then down to the right. Just like a big old sunset. Come back, sway side to side. We're going to sway left, sway right, and bring it all the way up. Coming all the way to the top. Once you get there, begin to come down to the left. Coming back to your ragdoll. Just let everything hang loose. Release your hands towards the floor. Bring your hands to your hips with a long spine, crown of your head pulling to the wall directly in front of you. Rise all the way up. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. From here, sweep your arms up high. Draw your left leg back behind the right, just like a curtsy. Right hand grabs left wrist. Upper body over to the right, bump your hips to the left. Press your hips forward, lean your upper body back and down. Inhale, rise up. Release your left foot to meet the right. Stagger your right foot back to a diagonal. Left hand grabs right wrist. Deep side bend over to the left. Bump your hips to the right. Lean back and over to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Release your right foot to meet the left. From here, sink your hips, find your chair. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1, sweep the right arm back. And forward. Left arm. And forward. One more time each side. Left side. This time, step your left foot back. Find your high crescent. Carve your left hand down, keep your right arm up. Left hand can come to a block or to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Keep your arms out to that wide T. Release your right hand to the inside or back side of your left thigh. Draw your left arm up. Your gaze can be forward, or you can bring your gaze up towards the ceiling. Carve your left hand down. Right arm stays up. From here, draw your right arm under and through a left side body. Inhale, reach one more time. Exhale, thread that right arm under and through. Inhale, reach it up. Circle out the wrist. Circle out your shoulder backwards, then forwards. All right, we're going to draw that right hand back towards our right hip. Full circle forward. Left arm comes up and open. Coming into that warrior two. Inhale, lift and lower 2 times. One more time. Inhale, lift and hold. Pivot your right toes. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, find your goddess. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Hold it here. Sway the right. Sway the left. One more time each side. Gently come back to center. Straighten the legs, tee out the arms. Fold forward. Come down all the way. Engage your quads. Come all the way down. Release your hands. Let your head, neck, and shoulders hang nice and loose here. You can shake your head yes. You can shake your head no. Depending on the distance of your feet, maybe grabbing opposite elbows and swaying side to side, just like a rag doll, and the wide-legged forward fold. Gently come back to center. Release your hands to the floor. Walk your hands over to the right foot. Left hand comes down to the floor, to the block. Sweep your right arm high. Gently release your right hand down. Walk your hands this time over to the left foot. Right hand's down on the floor on a block. Sweep your left arm high. Deep twist. Gently release your left hand down. Come back to center. Tee out the arms. Engage your quads. Engage your core. Inhale, rise up. All the way to the top. Pivot your right toes. Bump your hips back. Reach your arms forward. Release your right hand down. Left arm stays high. Finding your triangle. Hold it here. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1. Stay here in triangle. If you want to try half moon, bend into that right knee. Great opportunity for a block in the right hand. Lift that left arm up. Left leg stays lifted. Flex through your left foot. If you're in triangle, stay there. If you're in half moon, gently bend into your right knee until you land your left foot. Coming back to triangle. Inhale, rise up. Draw your left hand behind your back towards your right hip. Left bicep to left ear. Maybe flex that right foot to find archer. Engage your right quadricep. Gently lower your foot. Bend into your right knee. Find your extended side. Any variation here, you can hover your hands. You can place your right hand on the floor on a block. Maybe right hand to your thigh. Pivot your left toes. Frame your right foot. From here, gently lower your left knee. Rock your right foot. Toe heel, not rock. Toe heel your right foot to the outer edge of the right side of your mat, planting both hands on the floor on a block. Gently press forward and rock back. So your right toes are turned to about 2 o'clock, allowing your right hip to open up a little bit more. Here, hold the hips back, flex through your right foot. You can walk your hands forward, maybe framing your right foot. For a deeper stretch, you can walk your hands over to the right side. Left toes can be tucked or top shoelace portion of your left toes on the floor. Maybe walking your hands over to the left side. Just seeing what feels good in this kneeling single leg split on this side. And then rock your hands back to center. Bend into that right knee. toe heel your right foot back to center. Your right foot is directly under your right knee. Tuck your left toes, rise up, arms overhead. Gently bring your hands to heart center. Hinge forward, and then rotate your body over to the right, drawing your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Stay here, option to lift your left leg. High lunge with a twist. You can open your wings. You can come into a half bind by drawing your right hand to the left hip, or a full bind. Wherever you're at, hold it for one more breath. Gently draw your hands back to the center. Scratch your hips. Plant your hands on the floor. Step your right foot back and find your flow. Lower all the way down. Leaning back in downward facing dog. Gently pedal it out. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your left leg high. Square out your hips. Stack your hips. Draw that left knee directly over your right hip. Circle out your left ankle. Now square out the hip, kick the left leg straight back. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to left elbow or wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left knee to right elbow or wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot in between your palms. Gently walk your right foot to meet the left. Coming into a forward fold. Come back to a half lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, gently sway from side to side. Find gorilla stretch. We'll switch up here. Gently sway back through center. So a few options. You can plant your palms facing up underneath each foot, maybe massaging your palms. You can just grab the pinky toe with your index fingers, or you can grab right hand comes to the inside between your calves and then top of your left shin. Likewise, left hand wraps in between your calves and on your right shin. So any variation, palms facing up directly under your feet. You can wiggle your toes for a little palm massage. You can grab your pinkies. The goal here is to fold forward just like a sandwich, stretching your lower back, pulling top of your body forward. Hold it here for one more breath. Gently release your hands from under your feet, from your pinkies, or around your shins. Bring your hands towards your hips with a long spine, crown of your head pulling to the top of your mat. Rise all the way up. Head, neck, and shoulders. Last to arrive, shoulders pull down. Inhale, sweep your arms up high. Exhale, bring your hands to heart. Bind your hands, release your thumb and index finger. If you normally cross left thumb over right, try switching the thumbs. Draw your arms up overhead, biceps frame your ears, starting to the left side. Draw your upper body over to the left, bump your hips to the right, like you're trying to bump somebody off of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, upper body to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, rise up. Keep your shoulders relaxed down. Exhale, over to the left, hips to the right. Option to stay here, grind through your left foot. And to release your right leg. Gently lower your right foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend over to the right, stacking that left shoulder directly over the right. Option to ground through your right foot, lifting your left leg. Gently release your left foot if it's lifted. Inhale, rise up. Release your bind, arms overhead. Ground through both feet. Sink your hips down low, find your chair, pulse it for 3. That's 2. Hold it low, start with left arm, sweep it back. And forward. Right side. And forward one more time, each side. And forward, right side. Inhale, arms overhead. Step your right leg back. Find your crescent lunge. Exhale, release your right hand to the inside of your left foot on the floor or on a block. Left arm stays high. Draw that left arm down. So keeping that distance between your fingertips. Right arm sweeps up. Left hand comes to the inside of your right thigh. Exhale, cartwheel your right hand down. Left arm stays high. Circle out your left wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, thread your left arm under and through the right side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep. Last time. Inhale, reach. Circle out your wrists a little bit more. Circle your shoulder backwards, then forwards. From here, draw that left arm down back towards your right heel. Pivot your right toes, curl your right arm up and open. I heard my hip crack just now. Finding your warrior 2. Inhale, lengthen, big star. Deepen that left knee, warrior 2. Inhale, lift. One more time, deep bend. Inhale, lift and hold. Pivot your left toes. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, goddess pose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend and hold here. Starting to the right side, tap your right elbow to your right knee. Inhale, rise the left elbow. Inhale, rise one more time each side. Inhale, lift, exhale, left side. Inhale, come back through center. Tee out the arms, straighten the legs. This time, bind your hands behind your back. Open up your chest, bringing your hands to your lower back. Option to gaze up towards the ceiling. Option to keep your hands on your hips or lift them off of your body. Fold forward. You can release the bind of your hands at any time. Crown of your head coming down towards the top of your mat. Gently release your bind. Bend into your right knee. Inhale back through center. Over to the left side. You can continue bending and extending your knee, or you can find side low lunge or Skadasana. Keeping your hands on the floor or on blocks. You can also bring your hands to heart center. You can open your wings. And of course, what you do on one side, repeat it on the other side, just moving from side to side. Finishing up your round of breath. Gently come back to your forward fold. Bring your arms out to a T. Engage your quads. Inhale, rise all the way up. Beautiful. Pivot your left toes. Bump your hips back. Reach your left fingertips as far as you can. And then draw the left arm down, right arm up. Find your triangle. Really try to draw that right shoulder back behind you. Stay here. Pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1. Stay here in triangle. If you want to try half moon, grab a block with your left hand. Bend into that left knee. Step your left hand a foot or 2 forward. Reach your right leg high. Flex through your right foot. Gaze down, forward, or up towards the ceiling. If you're in triangle, stay just where you are. If you're in half moon, gently bend into your left knee until your right foot gently lowers down, coming back to triangle. Inhale, rise up, tuck your right hand behind your back. Reverse your triangle, high by the wall behind you with your left hand. Option to flex through your left foot to find archer. Gently lower your left foot, bend into your left knee. Find your extended side. Right bicep to your right ear. Any variation here, have fun with it. Maybe reach your left arm forward. You can hover it. You can place it onto a block. Pivot your right toes, scratch your hips, plant your hands to frame your left foot. Gently lower your right knee. Toe heel your left foot to the outer edge of your mat. Toes turn to about 10 o'clock. Gently rock forwards and backwards a few times. On the next one, hold that left leg straight. Flex through your left foot. Heel pressed in towards the floor, toes to the ceiling. You can keep your hands to the inside of your right foot. Maybe walking over to the right hip. And walk back through center, framing your left foot, or continuing to walk your hands over to your left hip. Walk your hands back center. Release your left foot down, bend into your left knee, toe heel your left foot to the center, and then slightly closer to your back right knee. So left knee is stacked directly over your left ankle. Rise up, arms overhead. Gently bring your hands to heart. Exhale, rotate over your left knee. Allow your right elbow to come to the outside of your left knee, keeping your hands at heart center. Stay here, or you can tuck your right toes, lifting your right knee off of the floor. Any variation here, you can open your wings. You can come to a half bind or a full bind. Hold it for one more breath. Exhale, come back to center. Plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Lower all the way down. Full chaturanga. Release your shoulders, your hips, untuck your toes. Press up, mini cobra. Pressing the top shoelace portion of each foot into the floor. Gently lower down. Extend your right arm long, relax your right leg, lift your left leg high, and rock onto your right hip. Finding broken wing, you can bend your left knee in front or behind, and just resting your right cheek or ear to the floor. Rock back to center. Both hips, both shoulders pressed into the floor. Inhale, press up, mini cobra. Exhale, release down. Release your left arm out long. Right hand stays box out. Relax your left leg. Lift your right leg high. Bend your right knee in front or behind. Just relax your left cheek or ear to the floor. Gently rock back onto your tummy. Release your hands to your lower rib cage. Press up, full cobra. Tuck your toes. Come back to your downward facing dog. Gently pedal it out. Gently lower both of your knees to the floor. Draw your left or right hip towards your mat. Coming to a comfortable seat. Feet are flat on the floor. Reach your arms out long. Slowly roll back. Slow and steady. All the way down. Once your head, neck, and shoulders relax down, arms overhead, tap your thumbs, and then release your arms by your hips, palms facing up. Extend your legs out long, allowing your heels to touch. Toes fall open, or any final resting position that's comfortable for you today. And to bring some awareness back to your body, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. Come back to your breath. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Roll to the left or right side, finding your fetal position, and gently pressing yourself up, coming to a comfortable seated position. Staying up nice and tall, maybe closing your eyes. Draw a few neck circles, full rotations, and then reverse the direction. Staying up nice and tall, sweep both arms up high. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my practice with you this evening and every evening. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and rest of your week. Namaste. Thank you, Mindy.